Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Side Quest Central. I'm your host, Leafeon, who needs to move because she's in the way. Excuse me, Leafeon. There you go. Okay. Quests.
What is it?
You're clearly a fighting man with many journeys neath your belt. I'm in need of your help. You see, it's me Sonny. I'm worried. Left home a fortnight back and hasn't returned. Will you see what's become of him? Would you mind?
Where should I look for your son?
East of here, midst the ruins of the fortress. He went there with some rogues from Pharaoh. Met him at the tavern. They filled his head with nonsense about some treasure. I said, Sonny, Pharaoh folk are lawyers to a man. You shouldn't fraternize with them. But he knew better.
How'll I recognize him? All I know is he doesn't listen to his father. Pretty typical for his age.
His name's Olve, a cheerful lad. A bit of a lisp. Nothing special about his looks. Except last I saw him, he was wearing a yellow tunic. Lovely. None other like it in the village. Got it from me a year back, on his birthday.
That ought to do it. I'll look around. No promises, though.
Me, I hate them.
I hate them too. All of them. Sorry. What I meant to say is, let's go find this kid, shall we? See, I don't have that at all, Hazardous. I just clearly have terrible taste. I actually distinctly remember one of the first works I went back to and found it much less enjoyable than I remembered. It was a TV show called Darkwing Duck. And that would have been about 2006 is when I had that revelation.
The Fiend.
No wonder this is a high-level quest.
Ran off to its lair to lick its wounds. Need to track it down. Ate only the entrails. Fussy.
Look, I ain't giving you no lore, alright? There ain't no lore in this game.
Ran this way.
None. Well, yeah. It's like only eating the thighs of a chicken. Which is something I didn't just make up. I've heard people do that.
Cross to the other side.
Yes, that's where I just was. Come on, game. There we go.
Came this way. Toppling trees.
Fiend was in a hurry. Jeesh. This is what, the fourth Fiend we fought so far?
Won't get away this time.
Hey, what's up?
Yellow tunic. Must be Ove.
And I don't like chicken in general. I can tolerate it, but I'm not a big chicken fan.
Avenged those boys. There's that at least.
Hey, Roach. Oh, that's true, Blackval. We were gonna fight a fiend. And the fiend had other ideas. Oh, there's a strange letter here. What does it say? See you around, Savacom. Have a good day. Yeah, I don't like dry meat in general. Especially dry turkey, or dry chicken. Or dry fowl, basically.
What became of those nice Barrow lads who went treasure hunting in the ruins?
Tell the Jarl. He's in charge.
Greetings. Any tidings?
Yeah, your son is very dead.
Bad ones. Your son's dead, killed by a fiend. All I could do was avenge him.
I told him, son, nothing good ever came out of Pharaoh. Stay home. Your time will yet come for adventures and glory. Your reward. This gold brought me no luck. May it serve you better.
What'll they think of next?
You notice they don't really give us an option to be like, you will give me even more money, or I will kill you in the face. I kind of like that we don't have the option to be even more stupid evil. Probably not hazardous.
I recognize your type a mile.
Remember last year? Yovan his horse flame.
Oyvind carried out his pledge and strangled a boar with his bare hands. He died from his injuries 3 days later. Lift your horns in glasses in memory. The Council of Elders decrees that it is unbecoming of Ranavig's sons and daughters should wear foreign clothes. Whoever notices a woman wearing continental lace, satin, or silk can tear them off her into pieces then and there. Similarly, if a warrior starts dressing up in useless glittery armor or boots with golden buckles, he will be severely punished. My son Rolver complains that the other boys in the village give him regular thrashings. To these boys I have one thing to say. Keep at it, but harder, so he learns not to complain. A man that can't defend himself is not worth defending. Otter the Bold was pronounced guilty of murdering his own father by the Council of Elders. He'll be punished as the laws demand for such a crime. He'll be burnt with fire, then flayed, then sewn in a sack together with a cat, a dog, and a snake. And finally the sack will be thrown into the sea. Well, Final Cloud, I have only one response to this. Everyone, if you can stab Final Cloud before I get to him with the spoon, then he'll die quicker and less painfuler than what I have in mind for him. Good folk, in order to avoid being enchanted by the siren's call, I stuffed me ears full of beeswax. It worked, but now I can't get rid of the shite. Anyone know a man skilled in mystical healing who could help me out? Yeah, no, you're screwed, buddy. I'm asking for help from any who can give it. Someone has cast a cruel and treacherous curse on my line for which I cannot remedy. If you've skill in undoing such charms, or even if you have heard of a worthy cunning man or peller who has such a gift, seek me out in my house near Ranavig. Yeah, sure.
Grand those swords, but I prefer me trusty axe. Great story. My.
So I suppose to give you a more real answer, Final Cloud, I bought a stand a week ago, and I have in fact recorded 3 or 4 episodes with the stand since then. Those won't start going live for 3 weeks now. The eternal curse of doing things in advance is people seem to presume that you don't do things in advance. I get it. It's just, yeah. Oh, he's right there.
Mind if I interrupt?
Nay. My prayers are in vain anyways.
Here you're having trouble with a curse.
I am. Look, see it lying there. A horse head on the pole. That's...
A nithing. Kind of curse. Seen this before. They're nothing to scoff at. Can bring misfortune, even death.
Aye, and the name carved upon it is Tialva, my firstborn. Boy's feverish, grows weaker by the day. I fear I'll bury him before the next moon. Tried to lift the curse myself, but no luck.
I can help you, one of two ways. First, I can try to convince whoever put up the knithing to lift the curse themselves. Second, I can deflect the curse back on whoever cast it by writing their name on the shaft. Either way, need to know who's behind this.
But I don't trouble no one. Don't know a soul who'd wish it upon me.
Guess I gotta investigate.
Well, the real problem, Final Cloud, is I actually kind of shake in general. That's pretty normal for my family. So, like, you can't see this, I'm sure. But yeah, I cannot hold a camera steady. I'm physically incapable of it. Especially when I'm busy holding the camera with this hand, trying to make sure I'm getting a good shot, and still making sure I'm cooking the food properly with my other hand. Honestly, I'm curious. I anticipate what's going to happen is you guys are all going to complain once you see the shots with the stand because it looks so much worse or something. That's actually what I'm anticipating.
Trail's fresh.
Well, time to kill Corrales now. Hi, Corrales. And thank you very, very much, as always, for the sub. Much obliged. And I put that down towards Thronebreaker.
Might want to look around some.
Funny you say that, Hazardous. That was the first thing I bought. Didn't work at all. Like, it so didn't work. None of the episodes you've ever seen have been recorded with that. Yeah.
What is this? Woman's shawl. Distinctive pattern. Distinctive smell.
Come on, Geralt, stop. Oh, Jesus, I'm stuck. I'm actually stuck. There we go. Okay, we're unstuck. Jesus. Okay. Yep, and you need to help us find negatives, Corrales. It is your mission in life. We need more negatives. I'm kidding, of course. We need more whatever we actually get.
Too many scents. Can't follow my nose any further. Need to ask around about the shawl.
You speak to me.
Greetings.
I'll never forget. Greetings to you.
From raids on the continent, foreigner. From round here, are you? Nilfgaard's flagship. You certain? The Nilfgaardian turn here for you.
Seek adventure
You're not
elsewhere.
that.
Fresh smile upon you.
Aye? What's it you need?
In case you missed that, I was just talking to every single person I could.
Any chance you know who wore this shawl?
Of course. Yona, our herbalist, lives there, in that hut. Oh, she'll be pleased you found it for her.
Yeah, real pleased.
Oh, time to kill her. Hi, Jonah. Stab.
Found your shawl near Lothar's house by the knithing you put up there.
How did you know?
Had a hunch. Thanks for confirming it. You know Tialva's got one foot in the grave.
Good. That bastard should never have been born. Me, I was to be Lothar's bride, but he cast me aside for that flounder. Getting his comeuppance now. Him and that whole ploughing family.
You'd kill a child out of jealousy.
You'd kill a child out of jealousy? Are you serious?
'Tis not jealousy, but dignity that matters here. 10 years we lived side by side. 10 years. I cooked for him, washed his breeches, shared me bed. And he abandoned me with nary a word. The whole village laughed. Stupid bint Yona let herself be had. No, I have not been had, nor have I forgot.
Want you to lift the curse. I mean it.
Fine, I'll do it. But I've my terms. Lothar's to renounce his son and come back to me.
I'll be sure to tell him. But I think we both know what his answer will be.
So, what would you do in this situation? Other than, feed her about 3 feet of steel. 40.5 inches, I believe. They were also wrong, Final Cloud. That's the funny part.
So, you know who placed the knifing?
But yeah, I've gotten some bizarrely negative comments on the cooking videos. It's just strange.
Old friend of yours, Yona.
I might have guessed. Jealous bitch! Can't stand to see others happy. So, will she lift the curse?
Yeah, sure. All you gotta do is renounce your family and go back to her.
Nay. Never! My wife, my son. I'd strip them of honor. Condemn them to poverty. You've got to break the spell, Witcher. Let her die!
I mean, I agree. I am a little sympathetic to her. And we don't know why he decided to basically bail on her in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's a whole story there that's not being told. So I do understand, and I would prefer to seek a sympathetic or a peaceful solution to this. Problem is, she's trying to kill a kid who is in every way an innocent child. So she's lucky I don't feed this poker to her, that I still have, by the way.
You might deserve to be punished, but not this way. Fine, I'll do it.
Thanks be to the gods.
Don't bring the gods into it. This is between 2 human beings.
There's truth to that blather, but yeah.
J-O-N-N-A. May it be quick and painless.
I mean, can't she just do something about that? I don't know. Whatever, I suppose. This seems like a really malleable curse.
So? Did it work?
It did. Your son should recover soon. And Yona will die.
Thanks, Witcher. 1,000 times over. My son's dearest of all to me. I couldn't abide it if he died. Your reward. Will you eat with us before moving onward?
No. Not in the mood.
Yeah, no kidding. And yeah, I'm with Upon a Time. If the curse had affected him instead of the kid... Okay, yeah, we could at least discuss that. There's something to debate there. It's a shame the free cam mod isn't working. This would be a great shot for a background. This spot right here. Look at this. Like, kind of basically in this direction, right? Let's say here. Maybe about 10 feet up. Maybe a bit more this way. But it's not working. At all. Despite many attempts to get it working. I'm really not happy about. But anyways. What's that? Yeah, that doesn't matter. Nah, free cam is just too necessary for it. There's too many things that get in the way when the camera's attached to Geralt. It's actually one of the reasons why I stopped getting Assassin's Creed footage, too. Because I couldn't detach the camera from the person. So I had to pull some very strange tricks to get it to work at all. So, long story short, it's not workable. Not without the detached camera. Did I already do this quest? No, I didn't. Let's go over here. Boop. And the lesson is, don't mess with curses. Stupid people.
horses plowing Nilfgaardian.
Matas, who refused to go to sea for his Jarl last spring, threw himself on his sword, thus wiped away his shame and regained his good name. Now that he's dead. Broke my harpoon on a whaling trip. Need a new one. Has to be of highest quality. Don't try to cheat me, or you'll pay with blood. Got a taste for my darling Hilda? Prepare to taste my axe. For sale, Nilfgaardian helmet. Used. Stiff was an officer once, it seemed. Wow. Good folk, beware of Pitur, who is a grifter and has no honor and is the scum of Skellige. The bear grease he sold me turned out to be goose fat. May lightning strike him and the sea slurp him down. Contract, the Phantom of Eldeberg. If you got this far, clearly you must know how to read, so read the rest and read it well. A wraith sprung up on Eldeberg and covered the whole isle in fog and put the light out in our lighthouse. If you're afraid to face a ghost in battle, stay away from Eldeberg, but there you'll find neither gold nor glory, only death. But if you faced such phantoms before, know that I, Jorund of Arnberg... Haven't I already done this? I was going to say, wait a minute. Wait a minute. They've already done this quest. Well, the good news is he died for no reason. That's what qualifies for good news, right? Is that it? No, it's like there. Did we already do this one? Hello? Hello? Nothing here. Alright, next. Let's see. Do that one? No, let's do this.
Best blade's not worth shite if a weak arm's swinging it, eh?
It's an interesting thought. I wonder what something like Frostmourne would be like if someone weak was swinging that.
Oi, Witcher! Got an
Watch
offer
where
for
you
you.
step.
What's this offer? Got a contract for me?
Might do, if you're willing to partner with me.
Usually work alone.
Could pay to make an exception this time. It's not every day you get a chance to work with the most renowned bounty hunter north of the Yaruga, Jenga Fred himself.
Really?
I'll bite. What's the famous Jenga Fret need a witcher for?
I'm guessing you're a man of the world. Perhaps you've come across the Grossbart brothers in your travels.
You hunting them?
Aye, quite the rogues they are. 3 of them, and every one's got a pack of rapes and murders under his belt. Even took to grave robbing lately. Easy to recognize on account of the yellow caps they wear. Folks see 3 yellow tops, they flee to their huts. Which don't help much, of course, because they're also fond of arson.
No, haven't met him.
If you do, tread careful. They're quick to stick a knife in a man's gut, often just by way of greeting.
Doubt they'd try that with a witcher.
You never know with that lot. Right, well I head south soon. Haven't looked there yet. Fare you well. We might meet again someday.
You know, I've heard of the Star Wars. I think. Let's actually leave that. Of course, I have no waypoints anywhere down there. Okay, let's do this. I mean, if my personal ISD entered orbit right now, that would be very, very funny to me. Berserker. For God's sakes. Why is my crossbow unequipped? Why is it not equipped? Flying enemies. Spit, spit. As they say. That would be horrible, wouldn't it? I'm just picturing what would happen if an actual ISD showed up with intent to influence this world. Do shields prevent portals, I wonder? And even if they don't prevent portals, how do you portal onto a moving ship? See, the funny thing is I think an ISD would be able to completely destroy this entire planet, basically unopposed, as long as they stayed up in orbit. The moment they tried to send down troops, that's when they'd have issues. Because ISD doesn't have a big complement. It has like one regiment. It's about 400 troops. Now, that's 400 troops with blasters, but still. I love skiing, what can I say? Depends on how dead the current time is, Berserker. Like right now we're not really talking about much. So now's a decent time for it. Let's assume these are stormtroopers who are actually competent. I know that's hard to believe. I mean, if we're being honest, Thor, tech exists in this setting to block magic. Now, granted, that is specific tech to block magic, but still. Aha, here we go. God damn it. Hang on. I have no idea how to answer that, Gum, so I'm not going to try.
We meet again. So, you change your mind? Want to hunt the Rossbart brothers with me? Easy coin for you.
Sure.
Yeah, we can hunt them together.
Grand. Let's get going then. I've picked up their trail. They shouldn't be far.
I have heard that there is Warframe news, but I haven't heard any specifics, no. Come on, you slow sluggard. God, I hate this crap.
Your mum shot you all together.
I like the way
Yeah, Tenocon or something. No, it just, you're asking me, does that help with their neighbors? And my first thought is, well, I mean, you're asking me if United States troops decided to assist in Canadian military endeavors, if that would help with their neighborly relations, and there's just that's a question that's like asking, what do you think people think of the color purple? Like, everyone's going to have a different reaction to that.
Maybe you'd consider working together for a spell. Seems you have a gift for this kind of work.
Thanks. Once is enough. So long.
I'm probably talking to someone, I think. Now I went ahead and put Warframe down, and honestly, I doubt I'll ever pick it back up again. It committed the cardinal sin of an MMO. Which, funnily enough, a lot of other MMOs are picking up recently. It's one of the biggest reasons why FF14's latest expansion has had no real interest for me. Let's go into this.
You must be prospering round here, huh?
Tell me, lads, were you sailing this time?
You heard? Me dad rebelled like you just for a guide.
Said they've not got a full garrison.
Looking to buy a ram's head. Need one for eel bait. Ugh. Beware the black ram, who butts one straight in the arse if one turns one's arse to him. Okay. The Council of Elders has decided as follows. If one rents a mare and the mare foals, the foal is the owner's property. But the one to whom the stallion belongs has the right to half of the pail of milk, so long as the mare is producing milk. I didn't actually know horse milk was a thing, I'll be honest. I mean, obviously it is, but you know what I mean. No, Deckluck. No, 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 no. No. 80 years I've walked the earth. My arms are weak, my legs trembling. I fear I'll know the shame of dying in my bed. Let me join a raid so I can die with dignity. I can still row when the waves are low. I've got silver and can pay my part of the boat expenses. I had to break my oath. I'm leaving the village and the isles. Take what you want from my house. Divide my land, sheep between yourselves. Farewell. That's nice, Final Cloud. It doesn't fix the problem with it, though. It'll not come as news to most, but let me repeat for the ignorant. A few of our lads went looking for ore in the mountains and never returned. They must have run into trouble, and since those brave warriors couldn't handle it themselves, it must have been serious trouble indeed. That's why I'm looking for brave men to go up and suss out what's become of them. Whoever does so will get much gold to match his glory.
Feeling any better?
Oh, aye. Must have sent mannequins.
Sure, let's do the contract. Why not? The cardinal sin of an MMO is forced...
Welcome. Pay close attention. Hopefully you'll learn something.
Is donating while I'm trying to talk. Well, first, thank you, Vigilant, very much. You'll give me just a moment. That's... where is it? Surely you've donated something in the last 2 days towards that. Maybe you haven't. I see Battlefleet Gothic. Oh, I guess you haven't, so okay, well, start a new line. 0 towards Empire at War. Thank you, for real, Vigilant. Much appreciated. I have no idea, Krallis. So, Vigilant does suggest some additional negatives. Repetitive voice actors is one of the negatives he suggests. I'll be completely honest, I haven't even noticed that one. What do you guys think? He also mentions save files don't carry over properly. I don't actually know what you're talking about there, if you could elaborate. Finally, he mentions horse control. Yeah, I agree with that. Just... horse controls are not good. Oh, Witcher 2 saves. I've never even done that, so I don't know. I don't think I can give a negative for that. I don't. Because they have an entire thing to allow you to import your save with an awesome cutscene, so I don't think I can give one for that. Where's our gameplay section? Let's do this. Let's round off an aggregate. Actually, let me think about this for a second. Fairly enough, we haven't actually given out a negative for the repetitive faces things. It's the same thing, Gum Gum. Like, you're asking me if that would change anything, and I can't answer that. Individuals would think differently. Specific political parties would think differently about that. Specific members of each political party would think differently about that. Different heads of states would think differently about that. The military would think differently. The religion would think differently. The economic sector would think differently. Everyone would have a different reaction, dude. I'm debating the faces thing. I really am. They do try to hide the faces quite a bit. And they do vary the voices. It has almost become a game how many times I've pointed out the butler from the intro. Because there's actually several repeating faces, but that's the one is so distinct. And I think that's part of the problem. It's a very distinct face, and so I just see it everywhere. Or rather, every time I see it, it's very noticeable. Like, aha! I'll debate that, I think. I think I'll debate that. The cardinal sin of MMOs is forced solo. What I mean by forced solo is exactly what I said. It's the idea that you literally cannot do certain content with a friend. It is basically the exact same problem as forced grouping. Really. Because at that point you are effectively taking away some of the nature of gameplay in an MMO and forcing the player to play it in a specific way, which may or may not appeal to that particular slice of an MMO player's mindset. Now, to be clear, when I say forced grouping, I don't mean you have to be grouped to do a dungeon. Forced grouping is a concept that almost doesn't exist anymore, which is funny. But if you look at older MMOs, virtually every older MMO had forced grouping. If you wanted to just wander out into the wilds and do something in Asheron's Call, in EverQuest, in Ultima Online, unless you really knew what you were doing, or were a much higher level than what you were interacting with, you needed to have a group. This is also a very common problem. I usually refer to a specific point in a game as the group wall. It was the point at which you could do all this stuff with a friend or solo, but once you hit the group wall, the game expected you to have a full party to do anything. Final Fantasy XI had this problem. Aeon Online had this problem. There are many MMOs, especially of the older category, who had the forced grouping. FF14 and Warframe and several other modern MMOs I could name have the exact opposite problem, but the same exact result. Forced solo. So, for example, Pax and I were like, hey, we're going to pick up FF14. And we can't play it together. No, we literally cannot play FF14 together. We could do the occasional dungeon together, or maybe raids, and that's it. And that's stupid. So, forced soloing is awful, and I am sick to death of it. At this point in history, there are only 3 MMOs that I can think of that don't have forced soloing that I actually enjoy. And those are, in no particular order, World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2, and Star Trek Online. Just... ugh, drives me nuts. So yeah, I have been extremely disinterested in Shadow whatever. I'm sure it's good from a storytelling perspective, but it's a solo game. I can't play it with my friends. I can't play it with Pax. So, it's whatever. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to probably push through the story time in my copious spare time, and then immediately unsub. It doesn't help that I don't actually enjoy playing FF14 to begin with. So that's the cardinal sin of MMOs.
Greetings, Watcher.
Hear about the missing miners. Might be able to help. What happened?
Well, we'd heard tales of silver in the northern hills, and seeing as coins needed to ready longships for raids, we sent a few lads to see how much truth was in the tales. And, well, they've yet to return.
Might not be much silver in the hills, but there are monsters, definitely. I'll see if the miners came across any.
Thank ye, Watcher.
Hi, Kamek. Excuse me.
Many foreigners in the Isles in the olden days.
I should have been keeping track of how many times we saw the butler's face. It would be legitimately amusing to see how many instances of him we saw. But we're way, way too late to actually start that now, so... That's extremely odd, Kamek. How dare you, sir? No, instead we have the crash counter, which is pretty low still. We're only at 5. Fine. Yeah, we had 13 Gavella glands. Total.
Miners' camp. Could find some clues. Footprints. Human.
Honestly, the fact that we were zipping through so fast is probably why that number is so low. I'm pretty sure at normal pace we would have had a lot more Gavella glands. Oh, for God's sakes. Die. 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 Stupid wolves. Man, I wouldn't. Screw that. Toussaint for life, yo. Right after we kill all the vampires.
Wounds caused by a blunt instrument. Ribcage smashed in. Wind didn't fell these trees. Something else did. Something big.
Except for Regis.
Someone crawled through here with a broken leg. Crushed bones. Human bones. A rock troll looks like.
Oh my God, ding.
Man, when go, man. So when the troll do?
Stop it. I want to talk. Wait, I want to talk.
Talk? Talk? But you can't. Or call you wham-a-wham like this.
Exactly. Why do you wham 'em?
Things in Walk Troll House. Trolls say outmans, but they wham-a-wham troll rocks. So troll wham too.
So what do you think? I mean... You know... I actually don't care for wine myself. That's not a bad idea, though, Kamek. Or maybe just have a house in each. Spend winters in Toussaint, spend summers in Skellige. Yeah, but I mean, he's a troll. He doesn't matter. He's not even human. I mean, he's no knife here. mean, if he was an elf, we'd just straight up kill him, because, I mean, elves are just the worst. They're subhuman. I don't know how to do fake racism. I'm really bad at it. People that are different than me suck! There we go. Fine, whatever.
From what you say, they were asking for trouble. I'll let it slide this time. But kill any other humans, and I'll come back and cut off your head. Understand?
No. Words are words many. Hurt head.
Let me try again. Wham-a-wham mans again. I'll swish-a-swash-a-swunk you.
Oh. No more troll wham. And this man take. For be good man. And no swish-a-swash.
I'm surprised that turned out that well. Yep, it's this dwarves' fault. We gotta kill all the dwarves, all the elves, all the humans, all the... Wait. Listen, we just gotta kill everyone, okay? That's what the Star Destroyer is there for.
Dead tired, huh?
Yeah, and he just gives us the ore. God. What's funny is I figured Skellige people would be more likely to try and talk to him than, you know, Velen or Novigrad.
Oh, that one. Greetings, Witcher.
Your miners are dead. Not one of you knew a troll lived there?
We'd heard mention of it, but...
But greed went out over reason.
Not your place to judge us. What about the troll?
Left him in peace. Advise you to do the same.
Turn curd, you mean? What kind of monster slayer are you? Out of my sight.
Yeah, sorry, I only kill monsters.
Orders in the Isles in the olden days.
Idiot.
He's looking to get hard on the ship.
Horrible. As if something was tearing me.
Like I said, I don't know how to be fake racist, Final Cloud. I mean, I don't know how to be real racist either, but it's like, usually when I'm being sarcastic, I know how to do it. When I find the git who's been setting snares out in the forest, I'm gonna rip his guts out, wrap them around his neck, and then use him to hang him on a tree. Only cowards and sluggards unworthy of Fyresdal hunt with traps. If you've no cunning to track a boar, no courage to face him, eye to eye, no strength to kill him, then you don't deserve to eat his meat and wear his skin. Patooey, I say, the old ways were the best. Why, in my day... Last night a son was born to Auckland the Strong, his first. His son is healthy, and until he come of age he will bear the name Sabi. Blue whales are migrating in from the north. First ones will appear near Skellige next week. If you want to know how to wield a harpoon, aren't afraid of storms, and want to embark on a true adventure, talk to Hagland. Yesterday, young Scott God shot a doe from 100 feet away with such force, the arrow buried in the doe's brisket, and the fletching killed her on the spot. For this extraordinary achievement, the Council of Elders has declared to bestow upon him the nickname Red Arrow. I, the writer of this notice, seek the help of a witcher. Blah, blah, blah. Contract dragon. A dragon to top all dragons, a terror straight from the Skald's tales, has infested the land about Fyresdale. It's 50 foot long, 100 foot tall, and can incinerate a man with fire from 100 spans, or even more. It's hard to say exactly. No one's been ever near that area that close to the creature and escaped with their life. Yet I have faith there's a son of Skellige brave enough to defend us from this evil by slaying the dragon. In exchange, he'll get more than just a reward. He'll have the right to take the gold, which, as everyone knows, these foul beasts guard in their lairs.
They said their herbs can't help.
Right.
All that's left.
Well. Oh, there's Most Wanted. We'll do Dragon first, though.
I prayed when Yar left me, when my mother fell ill, when the sheep were dying. I've no prayers left in me.
And give it to us straight and slow.
It howled like the dam. Had teeth like
You've come a long way.
this long at least. Tore my companion to shreds. I only escaped by the skin of my teeth. Hey, a witcher! Freya be praised. Witcher!
Oh, a witcher. Hear about the dragon, I reckon.
See you around, Final Cloud. Have a good one.
Tell me about this dragon. What's it look like, for instance?
You don't know? What kind of monster slayer are ye? It's got scales, wings, claws. A dragon's a dragon. No point gabbing. Just go kill it. Before it makes more corpses.
You're an idiot.
Witchers don't usually kill dragons, but I'll look into it. You said something about victims, right?
Two brothers, Askell and Nillis, went out to hunt. Turned into prey. Wounds so horrible. Even I went weak in the knees when they brought them in. And I've seen my share of bloody harm. Been on 32 raids, from Povus to the mountains of...
Fascinating story, I'm sure, but I'm more interested in these wounds. Can you describe them?
Look for yourself. Family's only now preparing the boy's funeral. Their corpses still lie in their home, at the village's northern end. Treat the bodies with respect, mind ye, as tradition demands.
Sure.
Freya be praised. Witcher, help!
In a minute. Would what be worth it exactly, Gum Gum?
Well, well. Another come to gawk at the dragon's victims. Perhaps I should start charging for the pleasure.
Perhaps. I wouldn't pay you, though. See enough corpses in my line of work. I'm a witcher. Here because I took the contract for that dragon of yours.
Oh, forgive me. I didn't know. How can I help?
So you're asking me if it would be worth it to have strange relationship with foreign guard duties. Or maybe you're asking me if it would be worth it to have them have to pay certain terms to keep them as a safe haven for their problems. Which actually doesn't make sense to me at all. What do you mean they have to pay them to keep safe haven for their terms?
Where were the bodies found?
In the glade past the river. The lads, they liked that place since they were tykes. They'd go there to catch hares.
I'm sorry, was that guy missing his legs?
Might not be easy for you, but I have to look at their injuries.
At least you asked me permission, not like the others. If it'll help you kill the beast, fine. Do as you will.
That's everything for now. Thanks for your help. And I promise to avenge them.
Oh no, Skellige's definitely got its own themes going on, which I do rather enjoy. Whoops.
Claw marks, bite marks, but no fire damage. Interesting.
And this one's missing his legs, not that that seems to matter. But yeah, a lot of these side quests certainly seem to be leaning in that direction. And from what I remember of the main quest, it does the same thing.
Not a weakling, I reckon, but Mike Coyne says he can't beat the giant.
Pretty weak dragon. Couldn't lift a cow. Just tore it up and left it here.
Totally a dragon, though. Totes.
Cow's blood. Might lead me to the lair.
Damn it, Gum Gum. Okay, what I said was that your sentence made no sense to me. So I didn't understand what you were asking me. You said that they pay... Shoot, hang on, I gotta scroll up. They pay certain terms to keep them as a safe haven for problems. Which doesn't make sense to me. Like, the only way that makes sense is if, like, I decide to pay you so that I can blame you for things that happen in my nation. Like, that's the only way that lines up for me.
and shattered. Fell from high up.
So what do you want about it's a wyvern?
Nest. A forktails looks like.
Never mind.
It's empty. No point waiting. Gotta rustle up some bait.
Like I said, I haven't done this one, so I don't know. Don't worry, we'll do Most Wanted next.
Candy eyes. Must be Zaracanian.
Whoa, what a sword.
Hey, a witcher!
So will you help with the dragon, or not?
I need bait, so come with me.
Found your dragon's nest. But I'll need bait to kill it. A sheep, for instance.
Ah, I see. You're gonna stuff it with sulfur.
Another ally of the brave little shoemaker. No, I'll manage without sulfur. Just need a sheep, unseasoned.
Fine. There's one I can give you. It's a bit mangy, but it'll do. Know how to get a sheep to move where you want? You gotta drive it like a sheepdog. Go at it from the left, it'll go right. Go at it from the right, it'll go...
If dogs have figured it out, think I'll manage as well.
I don't know, dogs are pretty smart. I mean, dogs are smarter than I am.
How do you call a sheep? Here, sheepy sheepy? Hey, sheep, come here. We got us a fork-tail to hunt.
Let's go.
Giddy up, sheep. Move along. Ooh-ah.
Well, well, well.
Escort quest, escort quest. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's a shame I can't just be like, that is not what I meant to do. It's a shame I can't be like this. I would completely pay to watch that, Grey Walker, just once. What are you doing to me? You're the bait. Ah! Ah! Yeah, come on, let's go. Go! Oh, never mind, we're cool.
How you like that silver?
Oh, he decided to land. No! The sheep! Must save the sheep! Ooh, you got some health, don't you? Oh, sheep's dead. It's clearly a dragon. Look at it. You know that's true, Kamek. Come with me. If you want to die! Oh, hey, Roach. Roach is like, yeah, I just finished another Witcher mission. Or 5. What's funny is I haven't had to cheat in any gold this time, but I still like to think that Roach is off doing Witcher contracts for me, in case I ever have to actually cheat in any gold.
Hey,
So will you help with the dragon, or not?
Solved your problem.
And? That it? Tell me more. Did the dragon breathe fire, spit venom?
What do you think? Should I be honest or not? I'm actually curious here. You guys think I shouldn't be honest. Alright, fine.
Yeah, and it had golden scales and smoke poured out its ass like it does out of a chimney.
Just like the skulls sing it. You've earned your reward.
And the princess's hand. But I'll just take the coin.
Me brother.
Oh, wow. What happens if you pick 2? I'm guessing, based on context, he'd be like, ah, you're just hiding the best parts from me. Or he literally doesn't believe you or something. Like, he doesn't take it at all.
And then what?
then nothing. Never you mind. This here's a job for a witcher.
Because it wasn't a dragon. Wow.
As you wish.
What's the problem?
A beast. It attacked me and my comrade.
We'll gut the fucker.
Aye, but not us. The witcher.
Why bother the witch man? Like as not, it were a pack of wolves.
they got you so afeard you shat yourself and saw spectres. Let me round up a few sturdy lads and we'll...
Won't be needed. The Witcher will help, right? You shan't let us down.
Feral folk, dumb as stumps.
So, am I the only one now picturing like a witch man or a witcher man in the next Mega Man game? Like he's one of the 8 bosses, right? He's actually you fight him throughout the whole level. He's tracking you as you're going through the level. And when you get to the end, he has a long conversation with you about whether or not he should spare you. And then he parts amicably.
That hunter, could he be right? Maybe it was just wolves.
I knows what I saw. Besides, who's he to say? Those drumming blackguards don't know shite from shoelaces.
That particular blackguard was wearing on-crate colors.
You sure about that?
Sure than sure.
Doesn't matter. That lot's not to be trusted either. Monsters attacked me. I need a witcher, not some hunter.
Oh yeah. Then the actual boss fight is a match of Gwent.
You from Pharaoh? Come a long way.
That just happened. Came to Fyrsdal to trade a load of hides from Svorlag.
Svorlag? Thought you were from Pharaoh. Svorlag's on Speakerog.
Well, you see, first I sailed from Faro to Svorlag. Traded some loot from the continent for hides there, then came here.
Pharaoh to Speakerog to Ardskellig. Roundabout journey.
I hadn't much choice, had I? A merchant sails where the trade's good, not where it's close at hand.
I mean, given Skellige politics, it wouldn't surprise me that they would literally try to marry people who could accomplish great feats into royalty.
Fine. What's this about? Tell me.
Me and my mate were on our way here to Fyrsdal with a cart full of hides. Suddenly we heard a screech. Our horse got spooked, started kicking, and then monsters jumped out of the bushes. My mate drew the short straw. They got him first. By some miracle I managed to get away.
What kind of monsters?
Neckhooks, no doubt about it.
What?
You know, sharp claws, animal skulls on their heads, attack in swarms.
Neckers?
Yeah, neckers! Near 20 of them. So will you help? Will you kill the bastards? That road needs to be clear. Aim to travel it again soon.
So far I can hear about 4 different lies in this guy's speech, but we'll see what happens.
I'll help you.
Grand! Knew a witcher wouldn't let me down. Not like some waffly prick from Clan Drumdund.
Or Clan Drummond.
Good luck, witcher. Fare you well.
Wait. Where should I look for you?
What?
Once I finish, where will I find you?
Oh, aye. Here. Meaning in the tavern nearby. I'll await you there.
So that's
Fine.
5 now.
See ya.
Oh my god. What have I gotten myself into here?
It's horrible. As if something was tearing me apart.
So this may sound strange, Gum Gum, but why is Harriet so incredibly awesome? Hang on. Thank you very much, Harriet. As ever and as always, appreciate the sub. Thank you, sir. Why would they care if they're segregate from military, guards, and security? Which is guards. Like, why is that even something that needs to be kept distinguished?
Need to look around.
Hello, Permius. I hope you got some sleep this morning, or last night, or however you want to think of that.
Gashes like claw marks in its flanks, but it's also got lockjaw and a warped spine, like it might have died of tetanus. Must be the comrade of the fellow from Pharaoh. Odd. Looks like he died of old age, not because a necker ripped him apart.
Yeah, you think... I'm pretty sure a human would hear that. Never mind a witcher.
That was close. Something tells me that was no accident. Better investigate.
Overshot it a little bit. Give me a second here.
Boulder started here. Think I see some tracks. A necker. Must have waded through mud before arriving here.
Go away, 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 go away. Go away.
What's going on here?
Seriously, you have superior hearing, right? Why are you not hearing this stuff happening? Okay. Listen, if they wanted to live, they needed to not attack me. It's very simple, really.
A necker's foot, hollowed out inside like a boot. Someone lost it while running. The plot thickens.
Did you have to say that? I mean, I would have, so I guess I can't judge. Oh, shoot. I did remember something I forgot to talk about with regards to Spider-Man. Ah, well. Basically, I was wondering if any of my viewers who saw Spider-Man from the Netherlands. Because, yeah, that scene of awesome. They were so polite and helpful.
Who would think to hang drawings in a place like this? Looks like the work of a child. Or someone who's damned clumsy with a quill. Two sticks protruding above the shoulder. Think that might be me. Is that a wagon? And here's where that boulder almost crushed me. Necker tracks near the boulder. Now I know where they came from. Just wonder who actually left them.
It was me.
On sticks or Endrigas. Guess they were supposed to finish me off. All in all, a pretty elaborate plan. And this must be the meeting place. Looks like this whole ambush was a group effort. High time I met the pranksters.
Set up that fire hazard there. Like you do. Well, since it is currently night,
must be the place.
I don't know the scene you're talking about off the top of my head, Harian, so no.
Come out. I've seen your plan. Besides, I can hear you. One of you's wheezing like a broken bellows. Another's panting frantically like a deer caught in a trap.
Now I can hear him.
Third should really take something for that throat. I'd try thyme extract. Someone care to explain what's going on here?
What's going on is that you're down there, and we're up here.
That's a situation I can fix quickly.
Witchy thingy no gob. Oh, pounding witchy thingy swoop man.
That's right. We've caught you. You're at our mercy now, and we're none too merciful.
Oh, really? Fact is, I could just turn around and...
Bloody told. Witchy thingy gob shotkin. Oh, swoop man. I wonder why he's not already in the shroop. You were to kill him.
What? We never said nothing about killing.
Not a thing. We were just supposed to scare him.
So witchy thingy us scary thingies. Make him no touch us. I believe you misunderstood. He's a murderer, like the rest of them, like the one who killed my Adalia.
Awful sorry about your wench. We all are.
A Doppler.
But this Witcher didn't kill her. And we can't very well punish him for another's crime.
He has much to answer for, too. I heard he killed a Korred in Tucson.
But he spared a golden dragon.
So what? What about Verena? The Bruxa with the fondness for blue roses from Nazaire. He showed her no mercy.
Verena killed many an innocent. I had to do something, but I've helped monsters aplenty.
Yes? Who?
So, am I limited? I'm limited, aren't I? I can only pick one.
Salma, a succubus in Novigrad. Let her go free, even though I knew she'd killed some guardsmen.
You mean, even when you know a monster's killed someone, you don't hurt them?
If it had good reason. Yeah, sometimes.
Don't make me laugh. That's not nearly enough.
Not so long ago, I spared the life of a Doppler in Novigrad. He was stealing food for the Scoia'tael. Letting him go cost me a hefty bounty.
Well, I'm grateful. Not many of us left.
You see? He's not that bad. We should let him go.
Let him go? No! So he can track us down and butcher us.
I won't hurt you. I don't kill sentient creatures.
You lie. Every Witcher is a murderer.
I kill monsters, true. It's my job. But only when they threaten humans.
You hate us! Hate us all!
Humans hate you all. Because they don't know you. Don't know which of you are dangerous and which want to live in peace. Only Witchers stand between you and humans. We know both worlds. Protect both. We kill dangerous monsters, so the thinking ones can live in peace.
So you say now, as you stand there, scared. You know we have the upper hand.
You don't. Could have killed you all long ago if I'd wanted to.
I believe him. We should let him be.
I'm all for it. To my thinking, he's telling the truth.
Let witchy thingy go. Fools! Gullible as newborns. A just Witcher. A kind Witcher. A lying Witcher. He feigns it all. All humans lie.
Let it rest. This is not the way. You shan't bring Adalia back.
Ah! Stay here. I'll finish this alone.
You were right. Monsters are like men. Some are good, some are bad, and still others simply lost. That's a right shame. I was different once. Should never have let him talk us into this. Here, a little something from us, so you'll remember not all monsters are dangerous.
Thanks.
Knicker-hide boots. Wow. I like to think that the troll was the one who was drawing the sketchings for the plan, by the way. Not really, Gum Gum. If they're just a PMC, then there's no actual need for them to be considered segregate. Oh my god, look at those. That is terrible. If they're not a PMC, and they're actually part of the nation, then it's just a bit of obfuscation. No, we're doing these ones while we're out here. I think they're the worst side quests I've ever seen in the entire history of ever, Hazardous. I can't believe you guys made me do these incredible, awful quests of awfulness. How dare you?
Decent folk live here.
I like how that quest specifically allows you to pick things that you have chosen. I'm guessing they all attack you if you don't have enough of a list, basically, to pull from. Or some of them attack you if you only have, like, one thing you can do. Lars the Fox's longship was sunk near the Nilfgaardian shore. The whole crew perished. Let us pray to the gods! This will both relieve the pain and spur us on to take revenge. The war between the Nordlings and the Black Ones is getting bloodier. For the sons and daughters of the Isles, this is good news. We shall watch them slaughter each other. The council has decided our clans will side with none of them. But the raids should be directed mainly towards the south, towards Nilfgaardian shores. Hark! Yesterday the heart of Harold Tortenson, our father, husband, and a Balvalos, warrior of Clan Drummond, stopped beating. See you around, Gum Gum. Though he was in 23 raids and fought in 7 wards, he died in his own beds. Gods have mercy on him, the poor sod. Interesting, Bergman. Looking for a healer for my father, Edgar Ulmquist, whom you all know well. His left arm is crooked. I'm looking for one who can set it for him so he can carry a shield again. Leader of Lofoten, who insulted our Jarl, has been caught. During the manhunt, young Runar acted with exceptional courage. In reward, he shall hold Leidar's hair, while the Jarl cuts the wretch's throat. I, Holgar Blackhand, do hereby announce the following. The warriors who brought shame on themselves and their line at the Battle of Sodden Fields have shown that the punishment I meted out them was far too lenient. Before departing Ard Skellig, they stole the horn of my ancestors from my hall. I've entrusted the task of retrieving it to my steward Matthias. Whoever brings me the horn shall taste of my generosity. Whoever helps the cowards and thieves will taste of my wrath. My incredibly delicious wrath. God, that's good spice.
Move.
One of the things I like best about the terrain here is even though there's hills, you can traverse them as long as you're going quickly enough. Worst monster in the setting. Can I just say the crones? Like, I know they're technically more like spirits, and honestly, we're not really 100% sure what they are, but those would probably be the worst for me. Mind. Ah, fine. This is... Wrong button. Where is this place? That's why I gave that as kind of a first... It's right there. As kind of a first option, Uthor. But if you gave me the option, I'd say the Crones. Screw the Crones. Just in their stupid, awful... whatever they are. Ugh. Just, ugh. That sounds quite good, Platy.
Give us all you got.
Okay, here you go. Enjoy. I mean, they asked. I'm nothing if not polite.
I get his blade. I'm with
You guys want to have more?
your mom shot you out.
I mean, I got more. Let's see. Is there a horn here? Anyone got a horn? Hello? No horn. Aha! A horn. Anyways, I don't know if I said this out loud, Platy, but that sounds quite good. I've been debating if I should eat lunch at all.
Will you stay long?
Mummy, what you cooking?
I wanted to surprise you, but since you asked, ram's head soup.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Got back your stolen horn, and I, killed the thieves.
Shame that. They weren't evil men.
Didn't give me a choice. Where's my reward?
Take it. And next time, slay some damn monsters.
You're welcome. Also, they're not evil men. I don't know if I really agree with that sentence. But, you know, whatever, as they say. Well, let's see what they had to say for themselves in their journal. Which was one of these. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just gone. It's gone forever. Nah, never mind. Okay. We did that, we did that, we did that. I should probably warp at least a little closer. As much as I love zooming across the countryside, and I do. Oh hey, Roach is there. Just hanging out at the dragon. Roach is actually going after a real dragon. I guess I'll save you.
Look at his satchel. Get him, lads.
Did you see that delay? That was actually quite funny. Wow. And let's see, it looks like I want to go here. I agree, Huthor. We should give 7 negatives to the game. For constantly having to kill wolves. Yes, Roach is doing all the Yorveth quests, exactly. Hello?
Can't take it anymore. Someone help me. What's going on? Someone hit you?
No, quiet. Or she'll hear.
Who'll hear? My beloved. Beautiful as the morn and sweet as linden honey. Her grace, so delightful. Don't seem all that delighted to me. Where is this beloved of yours?
There in the depths, sleeping. But don't wake her by the gods.
Got it. Time to wake her. Hey! Whap and a whap and a whap! Wake up! Well, see, what happened, Berserkero, is they've...
Oh, a sweetheart. Fresh and scrumptious. Tell me a rhyme, then you'll get a prize. Or a beating.
You're as lovely as...
As what? As what?
as rotten meat. And you're a monster, and I kill monsters.
That's a hag. That was a hag. Hey, you're free, dude.
Bard ran off. Can't say I blame him.
Stupid Bard. But you got your prize. Several ounces of free hag blood. People will pay a lot of money for that, you know. I have not, Burmius. Through the woods, through the woods, through the woods, the woods.
You're mad, woman!
Whoop, that's Yennefer.
Place of power. Should draw from it.
Nah, I got other things to do. Okay.
No Nordling. Thank you, White One. You're not one of us, but you sure fight like an islander. How's it you came to Skellige?
Long story. Got something to take care of here.
As we all do. Me, for instance, I'm looking for my sister.
What happened to her?
Pirates took her. But I'll get him in me grip and squeeze. Regret their mothers ever bore him as they shit themselves.
Nowhere to go. Got any clues?
These two here, before they pounced on me, said their captain had set sail for Hindersfjall. Karisu were on board his longboat.
Hope you find her.
Listen, if you come across those pirates or see Karisu anywhere, tell her to go to Blandair. Tell her to go home.
Got my word on that. Farewell.
I have a strange feeling it's out here. What a strange sensation this is. Oh, time to head out there. Isn't this how everyone crosses the ocean? This is how I cross the ocean. Time to go visit Europe. It's a bit boring after a few minutes, admittedly. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lore, what are you doing? Why aren't you stopping? Well, there's some points, travel points here I'd like to get for when we come out here next. There we go. We got one. That's enough. Okay, fine. What? Die. Area liberated. Oh, excuse me. Hi, guys. Holding a mighty fine catch at this time. 7 women, 10 men, each healthy and strong. Top quality goods. I'm gonna get stabbed retroactively through time because of how much Laura hates me. Captain doesn't know where we'll sell them, but for merchandise like this, we'll be sure to get a good price anywhere. Maybe we'll sell a sale to... There's one who's got... there's this one we've got who's damned pretty, but a damned pain in the ass, too. Not for that, I'd keep her for myself. But when she's not bawling her eyes out, she yells threats at us. Demands we let her go or drop her off at Freya's temple. If we don't, her brother will sail after her and slaughter us all. Now that'll be the day when... 3 days at sea were quiet, but now a storm's blowing in. Blasted Skellige weather. Why couldn't it just wait until we left these waters? And then the text ends abruptly.
Priestesses of Freya would have tended to any survivors. Only ones around here with any notion about medical care.
Medocle? What the hell is a medocle? I know what care is. Like, sometimes someone takes my beer and I care. So maybe it's something they care about? Man, I don't know. They have all kinds of weird things on this island. Too slow. Hello, Revan. Do you like medocle care? Or maybe it's just caring about medocle. Maybe that's what it is. That is a very strange looking wall.
Clouds obscure the sky and turmoil grips the sea. Defend us, great mother. Yes, let Freya be your guide. Goddess swine. We poured... Grant her strength with a sword wide.
I like that.
And Nilfgaardian necks lie exposed.
Godless swine.
Hatred and too weak to embark on a journey. Please be careful.
Why does the goddess bring you here?
Brought myself here, seems to me.
You do not worship Freya.
No, but I respect those that do, including her priestesses.
This does you credit, but is meaningless as well. For Freya rewards and punishes those of other faiths and infidels as she does her own. Worship her and it will help, though it will settle nothing. What do you need?
Tell me something about this temple, could you?
It happened once that Freya lost her favorite white cat. She scoured the Isles and finally found him here. Freya's heart filled with joy, and she blessed this place. A temple was then established here.
Didn't know Freya was into cats.
Your ignorance speaks poorly of you. The white cat is the goddess's sacred animal and has deep symbolic significance. This temple is for those who seek Freya's help in finding what they desperately seek. Perhaps even you shall experience her grace. Scorn her not, Or have you friends so powerful that you can afford to spurn divine aid?
Kinda, yeah. I'm also not sure if any gods actually exist in this setting. I don't think they do. I've seen nothing to indicate that there's any actual divine thing in this setting. Higher vampires? Sure. Powerful spirits? Absolutely. But gods? Nah.
Farewell.
You who grant us love, hatred, and strength. Welcome to the Temple of Freya. I'm Kirisu. How can I help?
You're Karisu?
Aye.
Ran into your brother. He's scouring all Skellige for you.
You know him? Truly? How is he?
Fine. Mentioned some pirates had kidnapped you.
'Twas the most horrible night of my life. I remember fire, cries, and the clink of iron against iron. They herded us on a longship. Toward dawn, a storm broke. It was mayhem, so I took advantage and jumped overboard. Sisters Astrid and Dala found me on the beach, near dead. They brought me to the temple, watched over me. I owe them my life.
You were lucky. Very.
True. Soon as I get back to Bland Air, me and my brother will make an offering to Freya. And I thank you for your help.
Take care now.
Yeah, I don't know much about where the Elder's blood came from. In fact, we talked about this the last time I played this game. No one was ever able to actually really define for me exactly what the Elder blood is, or how it was relevant, or why it had so much power, or anything. Just that it exists, and it is demonstrably powerful, like we see what Ciri can do. And most of that is accidental, or instinctual. Like, imagine when Ciri's going to be the super optional boss of Cyberpunk. That's going to be awesome. You don't like swimming fast? I mean, it's a lot faster than the alternative. Honestly, I could have made the swimming speed even faster, but I was worried about, bugging out the game. 5 weeks have now passed since I was hired by that Prince Valdegrod of a far-off land to help guide his family to safety at Beauclair. First I merely suspected it, but now I am certain of it. Our ship is being followed. We've charted a course for shore. The captain wants to replenish supplies in a small village called Erston. Then we sail up the Pontar. The masts of the ship which sails after us are consistently visible on the horizon. The worst is upon us. We shall drown. The shore was within our reach when a horrible wind blew us back. The gate tossed our ship against the rocks, and we're taking on water. The yard fell and crushed my legs. I don't know what will come to pass now. I have failed them. I failed the heirs to the royal dynasty with whom I was charged to protect and escort safely to Beauclair. The sealed letters were in the chest which the sailors tossed overboard when the ship began to sink. If they ever wash ashore, if anyone ever finds them in this journal, know that they need to be given to a woman answering to the name Vicky. She does not know the local tongue, but if you read the words Vaidreg letret alemehua, she will know what to do. I hope she has survived. Luckily, she and the child will sail in another ship. The elder insisted we travel separately, and he was right. I don't know who chases us, only that I shall soon die.
Crushed legs. Bled to death after they wrecked.
Poor guy. I will admit that Gaunter is probably the closest thing to God that we've seen in this setting. No pun intended.
Strange crest. Not Northern, not Nilfgaardian.
Yeah, I don't know that crest at all, but I wouldn't. Yeah, that goes down a ways. Let's not. Let's do this instead. Gosh, that would explain a lot, Flavafeels, tell you what. The world building's excellent and very well self-referential too, Hariant. Which is one of the only reasons why I care so much about it being relevant to Cyberpunk. I know that sounds strange, but if you're going to connect worlds together, do it, right? Commit to it. And I know what you're going to say, oh, it's just an Easter egg. Well, then why do it at all? I'm sorry, I shouldn't sound so negative, it just irritates me. I mean, God's sakes. Commit! Anyways. I might have known, so I'm not going to read the first thing, it's just him complaining about them. I might have known there would be trouble when the guide explained these royals were fleeing a coup that knocked them off their throne in their home island. I hear the woman speak to the child in that strange tongue of theirs. She spits out words whose very sound is so filled with hatred and contempt. I need not guess at their exact meaning, for they are sure to be curses aimed at the usurper. She scans the horizon constantly, the dread plain on her face, no doubt fearing assassins sent after her. My worries have been confirmed. Our passengers will be our doom. The ship will soon sink. May our gods and theirs watch over us. That's a good question, Hazardous, and a relevant one, too. I like to think it's planets because that actually makes more sense to me. But it could easily be dimensions, and it doesn't actually change that much. Now here's the relevant question. Since CD Projekt Red has already acted with aggravation at the idea of Ciri being in Cyberpunk, how many negatives do we give that? I'm thinking 3. $27? Oh yeah, I can see 27. I like 27. Let's do it. 27 negatives. For lack of continuity. Yeah, let's do those next. Yes, Tigzar. All of the negatives. Okay, obviously I am joking. But I do want to mention that I do consider that to be an aggravation. Like, maybe not actually literally deserving of a negative point, but it does irritate me. Like, that actually legitimately irritates me. You know what I mean? It would be like if... Hang on, I know there's an actual example of this. I've got it. It would be like if, in Assassin's Creed 4, they directly and in a connected way reference Watch Dogs, and then the developers insist, oh no, it's just an Easter egg. It's just a reference. It doesn't mean anything. Which irritated me in the same manner. Because I'm like, that's not an Easter egg. That's actually a point of interesting connectivity, especially given the nature of the Witcher settings. Because worlds connecting to each other is already a thing in this setting, right? You know, the conjunction of spheres thing. So the idea of other varying worlds out there is something that's already kind of there, right? Now, of course, in the case of Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs, I've talked about that many times and how they flip-flopped on that constantly. But the relevant point is when Assassin's Creed came out, when Assassin's Creed 4 came out, the developers and writers were all like, oh no, it's just a reference. It doesn't have anything to do with it. It's not canon. It's not canon. That was their stance at the time, which they have since changed twice. But yeah, that does legitimately irritate me. I'm not being facetious about that point. Now, Tigzar does have a valid point. It could be any future setting, but... Well, at that point, it becomes meaningless, basically. If you're just going to say, oh, then there was a sci-fi world, okay, that's neat, but it doesn't mean anything. But, given the fact that we know that this company was already working on Cyberpunk when this game was in development... Like, the connection point there, to me, becomes self-apparent. Right? I mean, I hate to point that out, but remember, they had already announced they were working on Cyberpunk even. Never mind the fact that they were, in fact, actually working on Cyberpunk by the time they were developing Witcher 3. It's actually one of the problems. They've been working on Cyberpunk for a really long time. We've got a bit of a Half-Life 2 problem going on here. No, not 3. 2. Remember how long it took Half-Life 2 to come out? Because I do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. Oh yeah, Pondsmith is an awesome dude. Pondsmith is like the exact opposite of Uncle Vernon. That's true, Hazardous. That is true. But yeah, I have nothing but respect for Mr. Pondsmith. It's actually kind of a shame. I mean, don't mistake me. Witcher 3 is an amazing game, and we even had some decent stuff in 1 and 2. But it's almost a shame to me that they had to work with someone like Uncle Vernon first. Or rather, more accurately, work against someone like Uncle Vernon. But at least now they're working with someone like Pondsmith, who, by all accounts, is actually working with them. And has been working with them, and coordinating with the whole Cyberpunk 2077 thing ever since, you know, they really started. So that's awesome, I think. God, there's just a lot of drowners here, aren't there?
Kaganheim, help! You see Mainvod? Woman and plated. From far. Different talk, different cloth.
Have I seen a foreign woman with a platen?
Yeah, that. Foreign woman. From distant parts.
No, haven't seen anyone like that.
I must find foreign woman with plating. I give gold.
Okay. Random Redanians. I'm gonna have to look this one up, aren't I? Guess we could try over here. I haven't tried over here. Sure. In case you missed it, there was a drowner who spawned in the air over there. Cave, huh? I think I see a cave over here. Nope, that's just wreckage. I do see a cave here. Yep, there it is.
Irwefin dodo efi kiast.
Nididik in a gale.
What are you doing here?
I seek them. Woman criminal. Child not hers. She took.
Why should I believe you?
Man Gorved! Gorved!
No believe her. Criminal. Must to die. I take plating home.
What did the woman do? Why do you want to take the child?
Matter for king. Dergelek. You not know.
Oh, well that automatically means screw you.
You can't hurt the woman, or take the child. I won't let you.
Feli, Gadael idon fault. You die!
Deelig, Ifichi.
This for me?
Fiendik Effi. Deelig Chi.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Deelig Ido.
Yeah, way too many people think they could take someone like that on a one-on-one fight. Just... I mean, honestly. Well, that was an interesting little side quest. So let's do... What time is it? Let's do Hjalmar. We can do Hjalmar and Ceres, right? I'm pretty sure we can. Pretty sure. That's what I thought. Oh, I will, Corrales. Don't worry. I have a few other quests to look into, too. And there's still quests on the island to the east, but I'm saving those until we get there for the main quest. Excuse me, tree. Ah! That's another thing I've never really understood. Why is Ciri so powerful? Like, really, why? Don't tell me it's because she has Elder Blood, because that doesn't explain anything. They have, Corrales, thank you. If I haven't said it before. So for those of you not aware, the maps, the walkthroughs I've been using, are in part donated by Corrales, which have been very helpful so far. An actual giant. What do you know? Something we would rather not fight. I haven't even found Hjalmar yet. I was actually on my way to find him when I ran into this. Funny thing about that, Sonic, and I will repeat myself later. What is the camera doing? Any game developer knows if you give something stats, the player will find a way to kill it. So if you ever want something to truly be powerful, don't give it stats. Funnily enough, there are two things in this game, to my knowledge, that do not have stats. Gaunter O'Dim and the Elder Vampire. And I plan to talk about that when we get to both of them.
To the modest abode, whose corners I roam, to my dog with his pipe, to my two boys.
I know that song. What are you doing here?
Look, man. Another one. And so many times I've told him. What's that you say, Wilfred? Right you are. They never learn. At least this one heard a song before he died.
That's exactly my point, Grey Walker. He doesn't have stats. He is not statted at all. You can die to him, but you cannot fight him. At least not properly.
Who were these men?
My crew. They swore never to leave me. Kept their word. Tall one's Wilmar, Wilfred's to his right, and the lad with the stutter's
Why do you and your crew stay?
We cannot leave. If we ventured it again, the giant would kill us all, like he did the others.
Why'd the giant spare you?
Me and my crew and the Sirens. We're helping him build a longship. I sew the sails and run away at times, and then the Sirens fly out and bring me back.
Why does he need a ship? Where's he want to go?
Promise not to tell no one. I trust my men to take the secret to their graves. But you?
Promise, won't tell anyone.
Fine then. The giant's going to sail her out to defeat the gods come Ragnarok. The final battle for the world's end. She'll soon be ready.
Right.
Not much game here, but I saw the giant give you food. Where's he get it?
Don't know, don't ask. Food suits me, suits my crew.
Over there, on the ground. Hand's got bite marks on it.
What? Where? Wilmar, damn it. You're supposed to clean up. Couldn't keep a secret if your life depended on it. We had a choice. That or starve to death. And I didn't force anyone. You know, whole crew voted in favor.
I'm looking for Hjalmar on Crate. Word is he came to this isle with a crew, aimed to defeat the giant.
Oh, aye, saw him, as did Wilmar.
Sure it was him?
Wilmar's got eyes like a hawk. They stood where you stand now. Poor shape they were in, neath the red, Folin, Viggy. And just between you and me, that boy's not quite right in the head. Oh, the young on Crate was here too.
Remember when this was?
When what was?
When Hjalmar on Crate was here with his men.
Oh, that? No, I don't remember. You might ask Wilhelm, though.
They say where they were headed?
Did they, Wilmar? Oh, aye. Aim to make camp in the old guard tower. Easy enough to find. Stands in the middle of a valley. Garden, absolutely nothing.
Try to come back for you once I found Hjalmar.
Sound awfully sure you'll find him? Maybe you can kill the giant while you're at it. All on your own. They're the same to a man, aren't they, Wilhelm? All think themselves immortal.
Gotta go. So long.
Hey, if you really aim to return, mind bring me some solid twine. You're like to find it in the village. And nails. We're short on nails. Can you remember that? Nails and twine.
I'll remember.
No, Andre. I can answer that pretty definitively.
That stench.
Yeah, BFA really was kind of an exception.
Encampment. They were attacked.
STO as well.
Fought barefoot. Sirens caught them by surprise.
Honestly, Femshep's I Should Go is very iconic.
Scavengers got to this one. Taken by
Several
surprise, but they
dragged
fought
a
off the
boat
attack.
north.
I need more clues. Search the perimeter. 2 people came through here. Separately. These tracks are older. Somebody left the camp before the attack.
WoW's a different animal, Andre. So is STO. FF14, no, not happening. Even if it did, it wouldn't happen for literally months at this point, and it would be low priority. And no one's put money towards it, and no one's expressed any interest in it. So... I will say this, a premiere run of something like that would be more likely to happen than anything else. I suppose I could save the game. I'd have to unsub from the game right now. Because that would mean I'd have to basically not go any further forward into the campaign. I'm barely into it anyways. And then just, hello? You gonna let me? Just, no, of course you're not. And then just go back and, you know, come back to the game months and months and months later and actually do a premiere run of it then. That's something that's at least feasible. I might actually do that. That's not a bad idea. I might do exactly that. Oh no. Oh no. Hang on, gotta jump. There we go, we're out. Whew, that was close. Yeah, I'm pretty good at getting stuck and unstuck in these kind of games.
Landed smack in a Necker's lair and cut the beast down. Hardy folk, these Skelligers.
Hello, Disco. Oh, I'm not worried about being physically capable. It would be more of a time thing than anything. Like I said earlier, my biggest complaint about FF14 is that I can't play it with my friends. But for a premiere run, I wouldn't be anyways. That's why I'm actually debating that now. Again, though, it would have to be funded like any other run.
Didn't come back for his arrows.
Especially since we're putting premiere runs off for a month. Speaking of which, you asked which premiere run on the site am I most looking forward to. Give me a second to look at my own website really quick. I'll give you several answers, because I don't want to pick just one. Let's see. Starmancer, very looking forward to that. The Trials of Mana remake, I'm very looking forward to that. Subnautica Below Zero, whenever that comes out. Basically any in-depth classic, but especially the Donkey Kong Country 2, 3, FF9, and FF6 in-depth classics. I'm looking forward to all of those. Homeworld Cataclysm, that'll be a treat. Super Mario Bros. 2 will be a treat. Mario Maker 2 I am extremely looking forward to. That might be my one big pick so far, Mario Maker 2. I plan to do a whole discussion on level design during that one. Let's see, what else we got here? Age of Wonders Planetfall, although that's necessarily being pushed back. RimWorld is something I've been very excited about. Starlink, Yoshi's Crafted World, Dragon Quest Builders 2, finishing up Mario Odyssey, although that's not a premiere run. And yeah, I guess that's it. So those are my big ones. No, Sonic, it won't be finished by then. There's no way.
Neckers slowed the pursuer.
I'd say 5-man Permeus. Even though most of my groupings tend to be in groups of 4, it's easy enough to pug one person or simply thug it.
Archer was determined to kill him. Wonder why.
Whereas, if 4-man is acceptable, but then if a 5th shows up, we have problems, and I've had that problem more than once in my life.
Got hit here first, but kept going.
Also, 5 allows for more variations. No, thug it. As in, just make it work even though you're at a disadvantage.
Kept going, though he could barely walk. Definitely came through here.
But yeah, 5-man also allows for more possibility of recovery from failure.
Lost a lot of blood. Couldn't have gone much further.
Yeah, I haven't done those yet, Ariant. I need to do my Ryzian thing for the day.
Took a second arrow here. Got him good this time. Now where'd that archer go?
An Oblivion IDC, that would be fun. Yeah, Oblivion total. I've even talked about an Oblivion IDC. Boy, pathetically.
Show me what you got.
Well, okay. I guess that answers that. That was for the FF14 Shadowbringers premiere run. Definitely not doing a lore run. That's utterly off the table, and I want to be very clear about that. I mean, don't mistake me. We'll talk about lore while we go through it, but it's not going to be a lore run. There is a difference. Thank you, Andre. Thank you very, very much for the support. As ever and as always, I do appreciate it. Thank you. What's the difference between a premiere run and a lore run? Well, there's actually two major differences. One is the attitude and one is the rating. I don't do ratings on a lore run. A premiere run is a review. It is me sitting down and actually giving pluses and minuses out. A premiere run is also usually, and as well as an in-depth classic, is usually for a game that I haven't played before, I don't know that much about. Hence the title, premiere. It's like, so here's a run we've never done before. Woo, you know. Now, a lore run is as in-depth as I generally go into something. A lore run is me sitting down and being like, okay, so here's what's going on here, and here's me explaining this. Like, there's a difference between discussing the lore of a game and discussing all of the lore of a game, if you follow. So yes, the final difference between a lore run and anything else I do is time. There is nothing that takes up more time than a lore run. Nothing that I do is as time-consuming as a lore run. I mean, this is functionally a lore run. And we're already a week into this. This is day 8 of this run. And we're not even to the expansions yet. So I assume I know where you want to put that, Sonic Doctor. Yeah, I do. For once. I'm actually going to be cooking a new idea. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. I've got all the stuff in the kitchen right now, or the thing. Thank you. Thank you, Sonic Doctor. Thank you very, 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 very much. As ever and as always, I do appreciate your work, your support, your effort. Thank you. So for those of you not aware, he put that towards an Oblivion in-depth classic, which I believe means it's now added to the list, but like I said, I'm totally down for that. Whoop, hello.
Archer was wounded too.
So the most work I ever put into a rumination, the Lord of the Rings Sixology. That's actually an easy answer for me. That was basically one solid week of working on those 6 videos. And if you don't understand what I mean by that, I mean one full week of 12-hour work days working on those videos. That just absolutely drained me. I could barely think straight by the end of that week. And the worst part is, and I admitted this in the videos, I didn't go as in-depth as I could have. I could have gone even more in-depth than I did. I had to pull back at some point.
Cooking something?
Huh? Cooking?
Hey, you there! Help me! Water's getting hot!
Shut it.
I need that man.
No. We went home and from mirrors. I figure riddle.
Play me for the man, then. If I win, I take him with me. If I lose, I'll jump in the pot, too.
Good! Good!
Blind riddles! No!
No bubble. First riddle. Lots eats, lots drinks. Big E B. Steps big key. Big key bash.
A troll, of course.
Good, troll. Now you ask.
I'm light as a feather, but even a troll can't hold me for long.
Air. Or a bubble. Or breath.
Riddle hard, human cheat.
I won fair and square.
Your stupid riddle. Feather. Troll not hold. Not piss.
Can you walk?
I like how some of his skin started turning red, by the way. Nice detail there.
Let's get out of here. You all right?
Never go in a sauna again, long as I live. Other than that, I think I'm fine. You saved my life. How can I thank you?
Give me your soul. I mean...
Hjalmar. Curious where he is myself. Him and the whole crew. Something must have happened. Otherwise he'd have come looking for me after I went missing that night. I know he would have. Wait now. Why are you looking for Hjalmar?
The expedition. Tell me about it.
Started like the best ballads. With a hearty storm. Sail whipped about like a rag. Finally caught sight of shore. But then sirens attacked, as if they'd just been biding their time. But we'd have come through somehow, I know it. If not for the bloody helmsman.
Good night upon a time.
Helmsman made a mistake?
I'd say his ma made the mistake. Burnt them arseways or something. Dim that one. Heard tales and was so afeard of sirens he stuffed wax in his ears. Failed to hear our warning calls. Steered us right into the rocks. Lost a few men. Had to drag the wounded on litters. And the sirens pestered us the whole while. Hjalmar kept blowing his horn. But we'd come too close to the hillside and he brought an avalanche down on us.
Not your lucky day, it seems. What happened next?
We found that daft bugger in the ship. Then pitched camp near the guard tower. Things seemed to calm.
Hello, Nero Angelo. Welcome to my stream. Apparently you've seen me a few times, but nevertheless, since you're live, no need to be a stranger. Unless you want to. You can lurk if you want to. But I like chatting and interacting back and forth, so if you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, feel free.
Kroch sent me here to find Hjalmar. New king will soon be chosen on Ard Skellig. Everybody's waiting for the young Ancrate's return.
So it started already. Hjalmar, ruler of all Skellige.
Doubt he's cut out for it.
Hjalmar's irresponsible, stubborn, and heeds no counsel. But he's a born leader. Been mates since we were lads. With him and Ceres.
Ceres has put forth her claim to the throne as well.
Ceres? But she's... Well, she's...
She's what, exactly?
Like father, like daughter.
What about Kroch? He support her? He let her set off on some daft quest.
Wasn't thrilled, especially since Ceres set out without telling him.
Nor did she tell me. Where'd she go? Who'd she take with her?
Speakerog, and no one.
She went alone? Damn the dogs! If Hjalmar'd only... Has she come back, do you know?
Hadn't returned when I left Ard Skellig. Any idea where Hjalmar thought he might find the giant?
We'd learned where it has its lair, in the caves above the village. Hjalmar decided the best way there'd be to cross the lake. Viggy the Loon insisted he knew a better way, through the mines. But none of us fancied strolling into a monster pit.
How'd you get separated from the others?
Had to watch for the night. Saw Egnar of Pharaoh steal Hjalmar's Hornwall horn, one he uses to drive away sirens. Bugger snuck out of camp. I followed him. No idea what got into that ginger head of his. Told Hjalmar not to take him with us 1,000 times at least.
And? You catch up to him?
Aye. In these caves. Bastard screeched so loud he drew the trolls. Thought the buggers would eat me right then. Dropped me in a marinade instead. Decided I was ready to cook today. Would have been the end of me if not for you.
I mean, in fairness, that skin's probably gonna boil. Like, you need to take care of yourself, boy. Because, yeah, those kind of blisters are not fun.
Think I know enough. So long.
Wait. I'll go with you. Luckily, the trolls didn't use my bow for kindling.
You, shouldn't be drawing a bowstring with those kind of hands right now.
Good. Let's go.
Just saying. Well, now I got a fun companion. Yeah, that's a good question. Do you think he can keep up? Nah. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're fine. Keep up, buddy. Oh my god, how are you doing that? I'm a witcher. As he's trying to keep up back there. Run! Run! He's still in my party, so he still exists. Well, that's a good question, Sonic Doctor. Now, I don't know the setting of this world that well, but I would say at least part of it has to be specifically related to basically that humans were already connected in such a way, and most of the monster intelligent races aren't. Oh my god, he actually caught up with me. And therefore, we were effectively first, right? Like, we were already dominant, and in fact are already dominant, and everyone else never really played catch-up properly.
Signs of a battle.
That's my take on it, anyways. And Bragan would be the one to ask about that, Nero Angelo.
They ran toward the caves. It's deep enough. Shouldn't hit bottom.
I like how they have a voice clip there, just to be like, yeah, no, you're safe to fall. How did you... Never mind. I could also get into the nature of why humans tend to have an advantage of that in general. As someone mentioned earlier, humans actually have a lot of disadvantages when it comes to specific aspects of survival. What humans do have is advantages across every aspect of its survival. In short, human beings are quite literally jack of all trades, master of none. From a literal, functional survival aspect. So I know hydration, but I'm trying to finish this quest before I quit for the day. Or quit for the... pause for the day. Well, no, my point is, KB Noise, that we had those advantages, and then that basically forced us to develop unfairly, as several people have pointed out before. In short, even though there are many, 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 many creatures on this earth that can and are stronger or better or faster or more durable or can withstand heat or cold or whatever better than we can, we not only are better at we are not only good at everything, but we have the ability to coordinate and conjunct between people. In short, it's not like you're dealing with one human, right? You're dealing with all humans to some extent or another. I've said many, many times our social ability is really what distinguishes us from basically everything else.
Went this way.
That's just my take on it, and people could argue this back and forth for many reasons.
Clean cut. Ed probably went flying.
Yeah, extremely adaptable, yeah.
Fought to the bitter end.
Thurston.
Human being would like to learn throw. Would you like to unlearn an old skill in order to learn throw? Good D&D monk stories? Yes and no, but I've probably already told them, so I don't want to bore you with repeated stories. I mean... What do you think, guys? Should I regale Disco?
2 men, looks like. Rest of the crew went on. Wonder how many were left.
I like how SJ and Hazardous both mentioned sweat at the same time. You're both right. Sweating is surprisingly useful from a pure biological / survival perspective.
Hjalmar lost a lot of men here.
Arvid and Torderach. He was dead set on coming with us.
Come on, there we go. So back in 3.5, there was a feat, Disco, called Vow of Poverty. Are you familiar with it? Well, Vow of Poverty was much, much stronger back in the day, in every way. It actually technically still exists in 5th edition. Now, what's funny is it could be considered to be extremely overpowered, but that's actually not quite true.
Tunnel caved in.
Put simply, the idea of Vow of Poverty is you cannot own anything other than the most basic fundamentals, like clothing and food, and that was pretty much it. Like there's actually very detailed writings on what you can or cannot own and what you can or cannot use. Now, the real trick about Vow of Poverty was that it was usable by anyone, right? Any class could take Vow of Poverty, but most classes didn't really benefit from it. Let me give you one example. Imagine playing a wizard with a Vow of Poverty. You couldn't have a spellbook. You couldn't have components. You had to quite literally beg other people to have components to cast spells. And there were very specific rules and like caveats to try and allow a spellcaster to continue to have a Vow of Poverty, for instance. But they were pretty restrictive. And a fighter? Half of a fighter is their equipment. A paladin could kind of make it work. So could a priest. But ultimately, Vow of Poverty was really built for a monk. Because a monk walking around in a robe is still pretty deadly. Now, stat-wise, Vow of Poverty made up for lack of equipment. That was its point. But every so often, basically every level you gained while you maintained the vow, you gained supernatural abilities. To the point where you could have no equipment whatsoever, but continue to progress. Now, this was very useful, because basically it meant you no longer had any form of horizontal leveling. Horizontal leveling was removed from the equation. Instead, it was all vertical. Each new level, you got demonstrably more powerful, in a way that doesn't usually happen in D&D, or most RPGs in general. Now, if you were playing in under a good module or with a good GM, your overall power level would go up faster if you didn't have the Vow of Poverty, even as a monk, because you would get equipment, which would make you much stronger, much more useful, or whatever. But you could see how this was a desirable outcome. Anyway, so I was playing a Vow of Poverty monk. I happened to be paired with... Oh god, I don't remember what class he was playing anymore. Something else. He did not have the Vow of Poverty. And, well, I was a death machine, because I know what I was doing. And he was basically the social guy. I want to say he was a bard, but I could be wrong about that. He might have been a sorcerer. Either way, we would go through and sweep, like, fortresses of bandits, or take out ogre caves or whatever, and just absolutely sweep it. He would take all the loot, because I couldn't have anything, obviously. And then we would go into town, and we would decide exactly how we would use all of the loot and wealth we just got in order to improve the local town. Then we move on to the next town. This is our basic modus operandi. One of my favorite specific memories of this was we're in the middle of a series of crags and rocky cliffsides. And there's like a really delicate, barely put together rope bridge connecting the pathway. And the wizard's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just try to blink across there. I swear he was a wizard. Either way, he used magic to get across. I remember that. And it was a barely thing. And I'm like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. And I turn to my GM and I say, I roll tumble. And he looked at me like, what? And I'm like, I roll tumble. Why? Well, because I want to cartwheel across. I got like a 27 or something like that. I was not particularly high level, by the way. So I want you to imagine this creaky, barely held together rope bridge, which is falling apart and will snap at any moment, and a monk just going all the way across it.
Oh, gods. Near 20 of them. But no Yalmar.
Hate these things. Hate these things. Rot fiends, or whatever the hell they're called.
Lots of old tracks. Giant must have come through here often.
Oh yeah, we do. Hang on, let's switch that over really quick since we are here at the time. And it's over here. We're okay. We're okay. Here? Yeah, here.
Must be that legendary forge. Need to look around for tools.
From a purely visual perspective, yeah, a few Harant.
Blacksmithing tools, but ornamented. Gotta be the ones Joanna mentioned.
Yeah, there's a few, basically. The crones come to mind. Why is it still telling me to go in here? Basically, there's a lot of gross monsters where it's just like, ugh, you know? I don't know, Grey Walker, admittedly. There's a lot about the under-the-hood pinnings of this setting. I don't really know how it works. Like I mentioned the question earlier about, you know, why exactly Ciri, like the real reason why Ciri is so damned powerful. And nobody in chat really gave me a satisfactory answer to that, other than, you know, the author wanted her to be very powerful, which is probably the actual reason. Alright, whatever. See, I'm not finding anything else here, so... Let's head this way, I guess. They're doing Mulan now? That'll be interesting. They came to a settlement, and like all settlements, it's not necessary for it to be public knowledge, so we don't really know what it was exactly. Near as I can tell, CD Projekt Red paid him off some money to go away. Probably because of the nature of Polish law. If I were to guess, I don't actually know. I am not an expert in Polish law at all. What'd they do, by the way, Haz? You mentioned something the other day, but you didn't mention what. At this point, I'm ready to just go zooming over here and deal with this. Well, again, we don't know the nature of the settlement, but if I were to guess, I would say that I wouldn't expect any future Witcher games from CD Projekt Red. And that's not just from a personal perspective, but from a legal perspective. So... Now, this is going to sound like a strange question, but at some point we're going to have to answer exactly who gets the rights to the Witcher series after he dies. Which is a problem for several decades from now, but that is a thing that's going to come up at some point.
Fallen! I was sure you died. Where have you been?
Ceres has gone to Speakerog, alone. Couldn't wait, no. Had to sneak off, as if you were afeard of someone would steal the giant out from under you.
Ceres! She staked a claim to the throne then. And you'd have rather gone with her.
I'd have liked to have the choice.
Wait! Still need to thank you, Geralt of Rivia. I'll never forget you came to my aid.
You know me?
Our bards sing ballads about you. And my father told me of your adventures when I was a lad. I remember it well. You needn't be a witcher to be a hero. Cold water and a salty breeze. Those are a Skellige lad's potions.
So that ballad about the Witcher and the Sorceress, that's you?
Yeah. Where's the rest of your crew?
Fought our way through a swarm of sirens to get here. Only a handful of us left after that battle. Now we're but 3. The sirens tore Leif up good. We should see to his wounds.
He's dead.
What? Nah, he's just unconscious. Lost a bit of blood.
He's dead. Trust me.
Swore he'd sink his blade into the giant's heart. Swore it on the bones of his ancestors. Coming with me?
Stupid question.
Join us, Geralt.
Sure.
Hurry now! Pick up the pace!
See you're raring to go.
We can discuss that at more length later, Huthor. Don't let me forget, because that's a pretty prickly topic. Not for me, I mean. I feel like there's some convolution to it.
Plow an enormous horse son he is!
Wonderful.
Can't believe I finally got the bastard!
Yeah.
Geralt, help me smash that! We're sure to reach the Giant's Cave this way.
I'll cover you. Position myself so as to keep the giant in sight.
Yeah, I didn't comment on it hazardous because I don't have words for that. I did read what you said. It's just
gotta be close.
So, giant fight.
Careful now. One odd step and you could wake him.
Hey, quick! Let me out before he wakes!
Key should be around here somewhere.
Wait. Know what they call Viggy? The loon. For good reason, too. Best he stay in there till we finish with the giant.
What? You out of your bloody mind, Uncrate?
I thought he was your comrade.
He is. Which is how I know what he's like to do.
What do you think, guys? Yeah, we'll let him out.
Let's free him. Giant's pretty big. Looks pretty mean. We could use an extra blade.
Even one swung by a madman.
I heard that, Uncrate. Let me out right now.
Wait here. I'll look for the key.
Don't walk on the snow, huh? Sure. It even says that in the quest log, by the way, which is actually a nice touch.
Even. No closer. He's mine.
You're an idiot.
Hey, let me out, quick! Shut the trap.
Shut up.
I sat in a bloody troll cauldron with nary a murmur.
Basically, in short, Huthor, I feel like Uncle Vernon's greed grab may have hurt future chances of Witcher licensed works. Because CD Projekt Red may or may not retain the same license they used to on The Witcher. Because we don't know the settlement agreement, because it's not necessarily public knowledge. And I feel that will hurt other companies ever doing anything with the Witcher as far as games in the future because of the greed grab. That's the summary of what I wanted to talk about. That being said, Michael Pondsmith, by all accounts, seems to be pretty awesome, and we know they've got a lot of things going, so frankly, and just to be as blunt as I can, I'd rather they work and do more cyberpunk stuff in the future. Lord knows we have barely any cyberpunk games at all, so it'd be kind of nice.
Thanks, brother. I remember that.
Honestly, Huthor? No.
Right. Just as soon as I kill him.
Idiot. The actual setting of Cyberpunk, Venters. Cyberpunk 2020, or whatever you want to call it. So this should be fun. I'm going to try and fight him just with sword, which I remind you is not cheated at all. So any damage I do with the sword is legitimate damage. As opposed to, you know, Igni, which will probably one-shot him. To my knowledge, no, Loner, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I am still level 46. Which is funny, because I found out after the pact I didn't have to be, but whatever. Ooh, that's some reach. Look at that. Sorry, 49. Ugh. Sorry, no Ragnarok for you, buddy.
I knew we'd best him.
Viggy, you daft bastard.
Where are the others?
Oh, they're super dead.
Thanks for your help, White Wolf. Geralt the Giant Slayer. I'll make sure the Skald said it in song.
Sure sounds better than the Butcher of Blaviken. So be it.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Oh, Pondsmith's an awesome dude. I fully support the man. He's even gone to bat against the...
Back to Ardskellig.
Aye. After all, I'm to be crowned. I killed the giant, won back Unvik, and lost my entire crew. Mayhaps should have set out alone. Like Ceres.
Regret ever setting out on this expedition?
What's the matter now? Giant's dead, and the folk of Unvik can go home. And Ceres? She back yet?
Hadn't returned when I left Ardskellig.
Went to Speakerrog, you say? Venture she aims to face whatever's slowly killing Udalric.
Some say Udalric's the god's chosen one.
They also say the gods are merciful. Witcher. I'm sure Ceres would be glad to see me, but you wouldn't happen to be heading to Speakerrog.
Yeah, I plan to go there.
Good. Thanks, Geralt. I hope we meet again.
Farewell, Uncrate.
Anyways, yes, as I was going to say, Pondsmith went to bat when accusations hit CD Projekt Red of racism. Which... You want to talk about spurious insults. But the point being, he was like, dude, no, you're dumb. And that was pretty much his reaction to that, was, no, you're dumb. And, yeah, I'm kind of with him on that one.
Look there, crew! Whitehair's returned! What brings you to us?
I killed the giant.
Killed him? Did what my whole crew couldn't? Hear that, lads? Are you not ashamed?
When you're done talking to yourself, sail back to Ardskellig with me. Refugees from Undvik. They found a safe haven there.
Aye. They all fled. See ya, I promised me crew we'd not leave the Isle. And we've still got work to do. Oh, she'll be a lovely longship when we're done.
Okay. You can stay here if you really want to. No one's going to be bringing food anymore, though, buddy. People. Yeah, that's what I thought. We'll go here for right now. What the? Ugh, why are there so many flying enemies on Skellige? Negative to gameplay. Flying enemies. I'm kind of kidding, but at the same time, I do have to admit, for a game that's very clearly not designed around ranged combat, it is a little irritating how many flyers there are in this section of the game. Anyways. So since we've dragged on long, we are going to go ahead and chop off.